how we got here was you saying there shouldn't be any discriminations. You know, it started from when you were talking about having crafters conference or events on the mainland versus island, this versus that.
Yeah.
Having ourselves boxed up with some I don't know what to call it now, pre-arranged or pre-perceived, notions.
Yeah, that's what society wants.
Exactly. And then just caging yourself by that to say, oh, it is done this way, it can't be done the other way, when there are several options.
So many, yeah.
Stand up and say, no, okay, even if it has not been done this way before, this is what I feel. This is what is tugging in my heart that I should do it this way. So the fact that nobody else has done it doesn't disqualify that this is viable.
It doesn't.
So if you as a mentor or even as a subordinate do not understand it, do not kill it. Do not say it cannot work because it hasn't worked before. It was the first, there's always a first time for everything, no? Let the person try first. Let the person try first and see if it works, fine. If it doesn't, then the person already found out that if you do it this way, it would not work. And that is also a lesson on its own. Because, how do we know that if you want to make eba with garri and you use cold water, it will not turn to garri? It must be because somebody has tried it before and it did not work. So then they know that this would not work. You understand? So it's like, I get your point, and I really truly agree that, even as because now in the dispensation that we have a lot of people who are coming up as coaches, who are coming up as mentors, who have been in their industry for so long that people actually virtually look up to them, knowing that, oh, this person has vast experience, this person has vast knowledge, this person is an expert in their field. And so people look up to you, and automatically you're a mentor or a coach. Do you get? So we need to be aware. This is what I get from what you're saying. We need to be conscious to see that as much as people look up to us, we shouldn't be a stumbling block to their visions or to their dreams or to their, to their passion. The fact that it has not been done before does not mean it cannot be done. What is wrong if that person becomes the pioneer of that idea? Is there anything wrong with that?
It's high time we start thinking in that light. It's high time we just start being conscious of what we say and how we say it. It is very, very important. I also remember this. A little girl once asked me, Anzazi, is it true that I am dull?
Oh.
That question hits me. And I definitely prayed to God to guide me, to lead her and correct that mindset. Because it was heavy on her heart.
Yeah.
We were just seated. We were just seated. Anzazi, I want to ask you something. Is it true that I'm dull? So I had to laugh at her. You dull. And she is gifted. And I had to question her. Ask a series of questions. So I said, my teacher said, my mommy said, my daddy too says sometimes. And sometimes unconsciously we say these things to our younger ones. Comparison. Lodo. Oh, leg boy. Oh, rabure. Your classmate. Oh, rare. Comparison. Everybody is unique. Everybody. I say this. Shopping. I don't know. Maybe I'm just weird. I don't know. Shopping doesn't come. It's not my thing.
Yeah, you're not alone.
It's not my thing.
I've seen people.
I just don't like it.
Mm.
But I give it to my sisters. Oh.
They can shop for Africa.
Oh. And they are managing directors of the financial resources of the family. They are good. They are good. Both my sisters, they are good when it comes to shopping, managing funds, and all of that. That's not my strength. That is not it. But give me to arrange the entire house. Even if you say I should paint it, I will do it without grumbling.
Wow.
That's my strength. Leave it, Jare. Feel it there. It's okay like that. It's not yesterday that we can come. It's not just strength. So it is high time we start paying conscious attention to how we utter words. Ejiro, you might be good in English. I'm not good in English, but I might be good in Igbo, and you are not good in Igbo. Doesn't make me less of who you are, and doesn't make you less of who I am. Your strength is your strength. Give kudos to you for that.
In fact,
my strength is my strength. Give kudos to me for that. Don't compare. Hey, Jiro, you understand Hausa, Igbo, you, it's only English that you can speak. It doesn't define. It doesn't.
There must be something else
we have
this person knows.
Exactly. I just always want to pay attention. When I have mentors, I have a number of mentors. In fact, if you give me a book and buy it now, I will list them out, but for different reasons, for different aspects of my life. Now, while I learn from them to emulate them, I also learn from them never to do some of the things that they do. I once had, she's still my mentor. I had when we were still very on that, while in university now, they shark like my mentor, all of that. There are some things that she did then that I have told myself,
you will never do.
I must never do. Not because I do not love her, because I respect her, but because that's our own weakness. Shouldn't carry a weakness with me.
So I saw something like this yesterday. Okay, so it was I think yesterday was 15th anniversary for Speakers Network or something like that for Fela Durotoye. And so yesterday he had like almost 5 different sessions with 5 great speakers on his, on his Instagram live. So it was like back to back 1 hour intervals and all of that. And I think the last one was Kunle Shorinyo. So I couldn't connect because I was doing I was in another program. But on one of the groups I belong to, somebody shared like a nugget from what he said and saying that never, when you compare yourself with other people, you would actually copy their weaknesses, not their strength. Because when you compare yourself to, people, especially people that you're looking up to or anything, like your mentors or your coaches, or if you compare yourself to them, you'd actually copy their weaknesses, not their strength. Because you are
believing that that's the right thing to do.
Yes. So it's just knowing what gives, what is right, or what the principles are, the underlying principles, the underlying philosophy, or the underlying mindset, and then applying it to your own unique situation, not just doing things the way they do it. Like if your mentor is a brutal person and brutality is not in your person, why should you become brutal? Because that is how they do stuff. If your mentor speaks to people rashly, why should you speak to people rashly? Because that is how they get their own results when you are not wired to do that.
Exactly. You know, I once heard from a respected fellow too. Sometime we went out to hang out, and then, you know, me now, smile. If I'm angry, I smile. If I'm scared, I smile. If I'm anxious, I smile. I don't understand. It's just that you can always decode which smile is for what mood and emotion. But of course, and then entering the eatery, the gatesman first, I smiled. Unconsciously, it wasn't even planned. Hey, good afternoon. And then the person that opened the door, oh, thank you, good afternoon. And then when we sat down, you can imagine this other person is older, well experienced, well traveled, and all of that. He said, you, welcome my boy. Come on, boy, like you're just left anybody anyhow, you're just smiling. You know, at first I just smiled it off. But later, even before we left, she was already telling me again that don't just be smiling like that. I'll just be smiling to people, strangers anyhow. What?
Excuse me.
So because the person like gatesman, in the open door, in they serve me, I should not smile to them. So if I cannot give a tip, I will smile. Because if a stranger smiles at me or smiles towards me, it's a gift. Yes. And I smile back. Open me is it's natural. It just comes. It's there. Let me shock you, Ejiro. It is always good that we communicate. It is always good that we ask questions. It is always good that we visit places, that we keep reminding us that God is God. That humans are humans. That all we need is love. Going to the hospital, going to the prison, going to the slum.
To see what people are going through for real.
Orphanages, old people's home. You would always remember that this life
it's a gift.
Is truly, as Yoruba would say, bintilaye.
Wow.
Now, where am I going to? When I remember I was having a chat with someone, and then somebody came and then sat by us. Was begging the other person. They were talking. At first I didn't know it was begging and all of that. They were talking. And later I just noticed that he excused himself, went together and blah, 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 and all. The person that walked in came to beg for alms. The person that I was with did not want to tell me. Not because they don't want to confide in me, but because they don't want to make the other person feel less of themselves at that time. So they excused themselves and then went out. The plan was just to help, because he was going to write a check or something. Much later, we got a call. It's a long story. We got a call when I went to visit this person in the hospital, blah, blah, blah. Lo and behold, the person to whom he wrote the check for is a long lost aunt.
Oh, wow.
Dying.
And he didn't even know.
And he did not know.
Came back to him, yeah.
The person that came to beg for alms did not know the aunt from anywhere.
Oh, wow.
He was a cleaner at the hospital where the aunt lay dying.
Wow. Are you serious?
But because he just loved the aunt, she was rescued, helpless, familyless. He just thought, let me just do what I can do. Keep begging.
Wow. On behalf of this person. Wow.
And as nature, God will have it.
Wow.
You can imagine the uncontrollable tears of joy.
Wow.
What if, flip the story. What if?
Man, you know, it's so funny how
we are just connected.
It's so funny how this conversation started from, you know, crafting to kindness. But I would just like to draw a connecting line here. So from this discussion, just in case you're watching and you're like, where are these two ladies going? Where are they taking us to? Because it's like they don't have bearing. No, let me bring it together for you. Now, the point is, when I started, I said, I'm going to be chatting. This is going to be a chat because Zazie is a sister to me, right? And so it's going to be a chat. And the chat is going to be about her journey into craftsmanship and how she has been able to hold on to her crafts, you know, being a craft person in an era where craft is not yet celebrated the way it should be, you know, in Nigeria. And, you know, just telling us how she's been able to hold that ground and just keep pushing to see that, you know, this dream said to come alive. And I'll be here waiting when craft is going to become a huge thing in Nigeria. And this is where we found ourselves talking about kindness. My takeaway from here, in case you're trying to pull the, you know, dots together to say, what exactly is this all about? For me, what I've heard from all of the things that we've said today is the fact that, number one, we are all unique. You have something deep within you that we need to look inwards to see. And I love what Zazie said at some point when she said that we are a gift from God. And what do you do when you receive a gift? You unwrap it. So we are on a journey to unwrap ourselves. And so what I hear, or what we've discussed so far, is that Zazie has been able to unwrap herself. And in the center, or at the center of this gift called Zazie, is the word kindness. It's the word humanity. And I believe that that is one of the reasons that she's been able to pull through from the point of rediscovering that craft is something she's been called to do. And that kindness and that humanity at the center of the gift that she is the thing that has held her up until now. Which means that with all the naysaying or all the rejection, so to say, that she has encountered from people that she looked up to that should support her on this journey, she's been able to move past that rejection, move past that negativity because of the kindness and the humanity inside of her. Saying, well, maybe you don't understand it now, that's okay. But there are people who need to also find their self, who need to also know that craft is a gift that some of them have on the inside and they should hold on to. And so that humanity, that kindness, you know, that thing is what is holding her together and saying, this is what I have found that God has placed inside me, and I'm going to use it till the end until it finds full expression and becomes a thing. And I find this so powerful, so important. Like for me, this discussion is just about values. What is your value? What is the center? What is at the center of what you are doing? Are you doing it just for? Have you noticed that since we started this discussion, Zazie has not even mentioned anything about making money or anything? It's just been about love for it. It's been about the passion for it. And I kid you not, sis, and I just say this, you know, from a place of sincerity and a place of sisterhood. And I pray for you that as you continue to shine the light, you know, into craft and giving other people permission to just jump at it to say, this is what is calling for me. I can't see the money in it yet, but it is coming. And I pray that the right people that you need for connection, for collaboration, for sponsorship, for partnership, the right people that you need, that you begin to attract them, that they will begin to come to you. And sooner or later, like in a short while from now, the world will celebrate you, sis. I really celebrate you. I appreciate you. And it's just fantastic how I'm so glad that we're having this discussion, because it feels like, even though we've been friends for almost 6 years now, I've been since 2015 or 16 that we met, almost 6 years now, we've not really had such like deep conversation in personal thing, but we've been so supportive of each other, like no details.
It's natural. It's a natural flow.
I mean, just like, hey, what do you say you want to do? You want to carry this today? Yeah, let us carry it. I'm not even.
Now. I carry it for head. Let's go.
Like, what is inside the load? No, we've just been supporting each other. It's just been amazing. It's been an amazing journey. It's been amazing knowing you, Zazie. And I'm so happy to share you with the world and to tell you guys on eChat that this is my sister from another mother. And in case you don't know, she's a Muslim and I'm a Christian, and we love each other sincerely,
so much,
without prejudice. She reads this woman. Maybe I'll come and, because of you, come and read the Quran and know what the Quran is saying. Reads the Bible. Reads books from Joyce Meyers, from Miles Monroe, like Christian books. I'm like, this woman I've not seen. I've been to, like, I remember a particular event. I don't know what it was, but it required that you prayed, and you actually prayed in Jesus' name. I'm like, who is this woman? Who is this person? How can somebody be this, like this? God bless you, Zazie. Just keep being amazing. Keep being amazing. So as we round off this session, what would you say to anyone who is watching, who is probably a crafter or who is on the journey, maybe not even crafts? They've just noticed that the things that they love, that is calling for them, that they feel this is the gift that God has given to me, is not the general kind of thing. It's not something that everybody is doing, but they know somehow, they know that this thing that's calling me, so it's not general, like it's not Nubero yet, it's not trending, like you said, yet. But how can I hold on? How can I hold on to it? What would you say to that person?
First, I always say this because I believe strongly in it. Mindset needs to reset first. You need to understand. We shouldn't. I'm looking at the best way to say this. When we just say, "Oh, everybody's doing it, we want to do it," if you join, or when you join, that's one story. Now, let's see another one. Everybody's doing it. And you say, okay, everybody is using this style. What if I use this style? Who will be noticed more? It is the person that is taking the less traveled route. There is a picture that I love seeing on my wall. You have lines and you have birds cluttered on one layer, and then you have just one single bird on another layer. If you're watching, the first bird that you would notice is the one standing alone. Now, it could be translated to different things as a student of literature. It could be loneliness. It could be rejection. But he has a lot of strength.
To stand alone. Courage.
Courage, determination, influence, inspiration. So if the mindset first accepts that, yes, I am unique. Yes, I am strong. Not to be mistaken for, I don't need anybody to survive. Right. No. We all need one another. We all need one another. But first, we need to understand, appreciate ourselves first. That strength, that skill, that idea that you have, that I have, is unique. There is no need to compare. Let me give an instance. There was a time I'm still trying to figure it out. Instagram. You know, you enroll for this, you want to make your Instagram page look good, you want to post every day, 3 times a day, you do this, you do that. You keep seeing people coming up with different ideas of posts and arrangements. And oh, and I love this, I'll do it. Oh, and I love it, and I do it. You keep jumping, you want to be like this and that, and eventually you do nothing. The best is drawing inspirations. Oh, nice, oh, nice, oh, nice. So how can I track it? My own taste and express you. Yeah, there is this series back then. I love words, so I compile them as much as possible. It says, just because everybody, now that's the theme song of the series, just because everybody does it doesn't make it the only way. And just because nobody does it doesn't make it a no way. Try it, explore it. And once you start to attempt it, for as long as it does not diminish another person's happiness or rights, go ahead. That is the mantra I give myself these days. But the fact that nobody does it, I remember way back then when I went for an interview, and then the lady that was across the table from me was telling me, why should I have my head covered? It's not done in a corporate, and the corporate world, it doesn't look good. You're not wearing makeup, you're covering your hair, blah, 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 blah. We cannot accept you. That is our own understanding.
Abi.
You know, hold me, now then lose me, now then lose the strength and skills that I wanted to pump into the company.
To the table.
I left. I couldn't yank off my scarf because of you. No. If I have my head covered, does not mean that my intelligence is reduced in any way. No. It doesn't diminish my strength or knowledge. It doesn't. So why should we always have that attached? I always say, it is just good to be you. It is good to be unique. It is good to have confidence in what you have. It is not easy.
I know.
It is not.
Too much pressure.
Yeah, but I have decided. So that's why I said mindset first. I have personally decided that for as long as it's not going to hurt anybody, rationally,
yeah,
for as long as it's not going to be a crime against humanity or sin, I should just go ahead with it. Yeah, I remember there was a time back then when I just finished from the university. I went for an interview, and you know, Ankara, me, African queen, and stuff like that. I always wanted to be. So I had my blazer sewn in with Ankara. Different shirt, colorful shirt, Ankara, colorful Ankara fabric. So I just wanted to be different. I don't know. I just wanted to, if I had my way, I would have been wearing my skirt and blouse, Ankara, but I couldn't do that. So I decided that, okay, let me just do Ankara. And this was even before it's now well accepted all over the place. I still wish to meet that lady that condemned my appearance today.
She might even be one of the people wearing Ankara jackets now.
She was like, you're coming for an interview and you're wearing all British accents. You're wearing this? Wow. You should be ashamed of yourself. Did you go to the university at all?
Hello,
just because I'm wearing a blazer.
African made.
Africa.
Mr. Jacket.
So even topic, to even know that Ankara is not even our own now. That's a topic for another day. Do you understand? the way she said it, I felt bad that day. I went back home really unhappy. It could have broken me, but I decided that I would not allow it. So I kept on with it. Yeah. You can imagine if I had tailoring mindset then, passion, or perhaps I would have just ventured into doing that. See how it would have come out now. So it is just very important. I have this quote too that I live by, that it is better to have records of failure than to have records of regrets.
Wow. Amazing.
It is better you say, and I tried it. Oh, see the way it came out. Than to say, if I had known, I would have done it too. Yeah. So that is what I live by. It is super interesting. How would it make you feel, darling sis, if your mentor calls you? Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. How would you feel if your mentor calls you up and say, Ejiro, you inspire me?
Wow.
That is big. That is huge.
Huge, your mentor.
I have my mentor said that to me. Amazing. And she still says that to me.
Amazing.
It lifts me up. It double confirms that I am doing something right. She still calls me up and say, oh, I saw this, well done. You keep inspiring me. You know, when she put up something, she'll be like, you know, he inspired me for that. Or sometimes she will tag me.
Wow.
You inspired this. What more?
Get on your lane. Hey, sister.
Me here, I am thinking, I don't do anything. I'm shy. I do it. It's not good enough.
Meanwhile, somebody who
is way better than I am, as I think, is acknowledging it, and is even bold enough to tell me that I inspired them. In fact, sometimes I feel like I frame those words and put it right in front of me all the time. And my mentor says to me. So we are more than we know. We are capable of many things that we have not even attempted. So the best thing, let's look for like minds. Because whether we like it or not, we need those encouraging words. We need the push. Let's look for like minds. And this is one of the reasons why I'm pushing so much energy onto the Crafters Connect. Let's look for like minds. The ideas that we have. Let us be accountability partners. Let's check on one another. It is then that we would know that we are doing amazing stuff. Have you ever uploaded anything on Instagram? Let me just go there. That you feel, maybe I'll just take it later, Jari. And then somebody that you respect so much comments on it or reshares it. Then you'll be like, I'll not take it down again. No. And let everybody see that.
This person commented on it.
We even do a screenshot. You see? But if you had not posted that image, you wouldn't have even been able to reconvince yourself that it was okay and worthy to share. So let's just, I'm not speaking from a place of authority. Honestly, we are all discovering ourselves. We are all budding. We are all trying to express ourselves. And no matter how low the downtime might be for you, for us, let us always know that we are all together.
You're not alone.
We are all together. We are not alone. All the people that we see on television, that we celebrate as celebrities and all of that, they have their downtimes too.
Of course they do.
I have once, would you believe I remember that I once worked with Fumi Yoda. Would you believe Fumi Yoda tells you that she's nervous?
Hmm. Hmm.
There was a time she went for a what is it called now? Was it an MC job or something? And then she came back, she was like, I was nervous there. Did I do well? And I'm like, do well.
Do well, Bao. You don't do well, who will?
If you said, did you do well? What's it make her talk? Do you understand? And if you listen to a lot of interviews or all of these celebrities, they say same too. We are here rooting for them and all of that. They are nervous too. Everybody is. That is one of our nature. That is one of our traits. But it is us now that personally we just think that, no, I have to do this. So if you feel that way, if you're listening right now and you're watching, and if you feel that way that I'm not enough, it's not good enough, people will not appreciate it, people will condemn, people will laugh at me. Yeah, everybody is always on that platform, everybody. So it now takes individuals to now say, no, I am going to go beyond that. So I think that is one key thing that everybody all just must be very conscious of.
Thank you.
Let's write off that thought that I am not good enough, it is not good enough, and just push it out.
Thank you so much. This has been a really, really inspiring session. I am happy. As you can see, my face is all smiles. It's been a very, very, very fantastic and really inspiring session. I really do hope that you are inspired. Just remember, first, it begins from the mind. So change the mindset. Be determined to go the route that you are convinced that you should be on. And do not forget that quote. I'm going to put it up again. It is better to have records of failure than records of regret. If you never attempt it, you keep wondering what would have happened. But if you attempt it, then you are certain, no, that was a bad idea, or yes, that was the best idea I have ever had, or best action I've ever taken. God bless you. Keep being inspired till I come your way again with another guest on another episode of eChat. It is the energetic EJ saying, bye.